Hey guys, it's Wednesday and I'm doing laundry. I usually do it upstairs, but I don't know, I don't want to be in the bedroom, if that makes sense. I want to be like down here. I've got like the 3 o'clock slump. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. I'm just not vlogging. So I wanted to do a cycle. Actually, let me move over here. Hold on. So I have covered up all our underwear that was showing in the background. Real life right there. That's real life. So I wanted to give you guys, I was going to do like a formal video, but I have so many to record now, and I have 2 that have been recorded or come out this week. There goes the yawn again. I have 2 that have been recorded and that are going to come out this week. And so this is going on right now, and I was like, we'll have to record, then edit, and get it out. I might as well just talk about it in my daily vlog and make the title so that people follow me for that can, you know that's what this video is about mostly. So I talked about my friend, she sent me Femara, and I have that. I have not used it this cycle. I was going to wait until June, but I might actually wait until July to use it. I have started working out again regularly, and so I really want to try to lose 20 pounds before I try that Femara. And I have before, like, I've lost about 12 pounds in 5 weeks is usually when I'm really working at it, is how much I lose. I think 20 in like a month and a half, 2 months isn't, I don't know. I'm not going to put like a time stamp on it like that, because then it will stress me out, but 20 pounds is what I want to lose before doing the Femara. In the meantime though, I'm not like giving up trying things. So my friend that sent me the Femara actually went to a neuropath. I'm probably saying that wrong. It's basically like a natural doctor, and they told her that even though her like fertility doctor told her that her estrogen and progesterone and all that was okay, he believed she was actually estrogen dominant, and that with an estrogen cream, within 3 months she would be pregnant. And so I think she held off on the Femara and she decided to try that. I've been reading a lot about it online, and everything I read said they do not suggest relying on blood tests. And usually when you go to the fertility doctor or your OB or something, when they test for that, it's through a blood test. They actually suggest doing a saliva test. So I looked into ordering one, and then they ship it to the lab, and I was like, oh my gosh, all that money. I've taken the pill form of progesterone before to force me to have a period. I was doing that for a long time when I wasn't having periods, my first year of going off birth control. The doctor was giving me that. So, and they also gave it to me after my IUI in the suppository form. So I know that it's not a dangerous thing necessarily. I read you shouldn't be on progesterone cream for a long time, and I'm only trying this basically for 2 cycles. So I want to show you guys, this is what I'm using, the Now Natural Progesterone Cream. Now her doctor, or her natural doctor, made the progesterone cream for her. I looked at the same type of doctors here in Houston, and I mean, obviously my insurance isn't going to cover that. They don't even cover regular doctors half the time. So I looked into that, and the expense of seeing one is not something I really want to add to the budget right now. I actually had this Now Progesterone cream. It's 20 milligrams, which is what she had, 20 milligrams twice a day. I actually had some of it because I had read about it online, but I was using it in a different way. I was using it because I believed I might have had low progesterone, and my OB, they weren't giving me any kind of progesterone after my Clomid rounds. So I was using it that way. I didn't know at the time my tube was blocked. So basically, the way you do it, the way she did it when he suspected she might be estrogen dominant, and she has polycystic ovarian syndrome too. We are a lot alike, the stuff we go through and we've dealt with. So that's why I figured it doesn't hurt to try this, because she had done Clomid, Femara. She has been through the ringer too, and never gotten a positive or close. And it's so weird because after her first month of using it, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, she was like, I'm pregnant. And the girls in the group were like, what? Did you do an IUI? Or we're like, what did you do? She's like, no. And she told us what she did. So I decided to try it, like I said, for 2 months. Basically what you do is you start cycle day 1. Now, if you are estrogen dominant, this isn't going to affect your cycle like it would if you make regular progesterone or, you know, if there is nothing wrong with your progesterone, I believe, and you're not estrogen dominant, this might keep you from ovulating. I read stories where people had tried it and then they were like, on these boards, they're like, oh my gosh, I started at cycle day 1 and my cycle went away. And in that case, I would think that probably they don't have that issue because the progesterone made it go away. I started cycle day 1 and I had a pretty normal period, even though I was taking the progesterone, except it wasn't quite as, I get really, really heavy, and I only had like 1 day of heavy versus like 3. That was actually nice, but I still had my period. So I started cycle day 1 in the morning, and in the evening I put 1 pump, which is 20 milligrams, on the inside of my wrists and the top of my hands. Now, when I used this before, I was doing what the bottle said, which said like on your breast and your inner thighs. But then I read online, if there's like fatty areas, then you shouldn't actually use them there. You need to use them where it can get to, I guess, your bloodstream. And I was like, well, considering I'm a chunkadunk, my inner thighs have some fat there, so it probably wasn't actually using like I was supposed to. And the funny thing is I started feeling funny like probably the first week maybe. I was feeling like I was having hot flashes and a little nauseous and all this stuff. I started panicking. I was like, maybe I don't have this wrong with me, and maybe this is a sign of like too much progesterone. But then I read a lot of articles and some information about it, and it says if you're actually estrogen dominant, then the first week or sometimes few weeks, your body will experience what I was experiencing as everything tries to balance itself out. So like I said, this might not work for me. It could work for me, who knows? But in the meantime, while I'm trying to lose the weight, what does it hurt to try is the way I figure. Another thing I've been noticing is I don't think it's having any kind of negative effect of like stopping ovulation or anything like that, because I've been having a lot of cervical mucus. You guys that aren't trying to conceive are probably like, this sounds so gross, but those of you that are know about cervical mucus. I've been having a lot of fertile cervical mucus, and for more days than usual. And I've really, when I took fertility drugs, I could feel around ovulation, but most of the time I just felt like one cramp around the time I ovulated, if I ovulated that cycle. Then when I did Femara for my IUI and I did ovulate, I ovulated a good size egg and all that. It just didn't take. This is gonna be a really long video. I'm sorry guys. This is gonna be like a one take day, and I'm so sorry. I didn't intend to, but this is what I've got going on today. But so when I did Femara, I felt up to ovulation, I felt cramps and weird things I wasn't used to feeling. Femara is probably the best infertility drug that I've used that made me ovulate, like the best I've ever ovulated. So I'm like, this is weird. I kind of am feeling these cramps and these weird things that I kind of felt with Femara. So I don't know. I thought about tracking it with like doing temping and all that stuff, but I was like, you know what, when my friend did this, I think she thought it's not gonna work, but sure, I'll try it, to the point of where when she took her pregnancy test, she had woke up and she like peed on the stick. She was like, oh, my period's due day. She took it and then she fell back asleep, and her husband actually found it. Like, that's how much she didn't like stress about it or worry about it or think it was gonna work. And I'm trying to kind of be like that. So I'm not, I was like, oh, okay, it's cycle day 11 today, I think, and I was like, maybe I should take an OPK. I'm like, yep, you know what? I'm just gonna have sex like a normal couple would, not stressing about it. I mean, obviously you're gonna have sex around your ovulation time, but you know, it's just, I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm not gonna do OPKs and all that stuff. I'm just gonna take these 2 months, try this progesterone thing. Now, if my period just doesn't show up and doesn't show up and doesn't show up, then I'm gonna assume it's this, and I'm not gonna continue using it into my next cycle. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing this cycle, and that's what's going on with my cycles. Like I said, once I lose the 20 pounds, I want to lose another 20 pounds at least before I try that Femara. And like I said, I have really been working these past few months since my IUI on like my egg quality, taking a bunch of vitamins, getting rid of the soda, drinking a bunch of water, like dumping, like trying to slowly. I have not quit my sugar gut. I have like quit sodas and stuff like that, and that was hard, but I still like, see, if something has like, if I want a piece of candy or whatever, or we're going to the movies, then I still have one. That's the next thing I'm gonna work on, is eliminating sweets unless it's like a special occasion. Because the thing is, like, if I try to quit sugar altogether, which I tried to do when I first got diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's all I can think about. If I don't let myself have a small indulgence every once in a while, it's all I can think about, and then I will go binge. That's what happens to me. So that's just kind of where I'm at. That's what's going on, and I thought you guys that follow me for that, or just, you know, have been following our journey, would want to know what was going on. This past weekend we cleaned out the garage now that it's not cold anymore, and I can exercise in the garage when I want to. Tomorrow I'll try to film a little bit of like what I've been doing, and then somebody asked for a bunch of people asked for like a video about like a routine, a workout routine, and somebody, I think maybe it was Sandy, maybe not, maybe it was somebody else, asked if I could do like what I do on good days routine and what I do on bad days. I don't remember who asked that for sure, but I thought it was a really good idea. Like, not just like a regular, like, okay, what I do on a regular day if I'm having a normal pain day. And you guys that don't know anything about fibro and have asked about a video about it, that is actually coming out tomorrow. Well, tonight. Yeah, I was like tomorrow night, but tomorrow for me, tonight for you guys. So I thought it would be cool. That was a cool idea to kind of do what I do when I am, you know, I need to move around, but I'm really not feeling good, versus when I'm just having a regular amount of pain. And if you guys don't understand what I say about regular amount of pain, with fibromyalgia, I'm in pain every day. If y'all are curious about it, watch the video that comes out tonight. Anyway, I'm already at 13 minutes. Oh my gosh. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I was going to tell you a little bit about the dentist and getting the nitrous oxide, like a funny story, but I will save it for tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. Bye!